Here's the new one. This is the message from deep space. A game about translating alien signals. I had played a bit of the demo. I stopped when I realized the demo was really long and I wanted to play the game. Um, but if you're familiar with the game at all, you know that that number down there means I'm 67 transmissions into the game. Uh, which means I've done quite a few of them, which is what I have open here, is the whole history of everything I've been sent. I'm going to turn the music down slightly, because I noticed in the Galley House video that my voice is a bit quiet, but it's already maxed in OBS, and I don't want to mess with my microphone's internal settings. So, we're going to leave it at that. And now you can just turn up the whole video sound or your computer sound or whatever you need to do to hear me better. Apologies. Okay, so our transmission log. I'm going to review what I've done if you have no interest in playing this game, which is definitely not a game for everyone. Oh good, it's translated. This is not sent as 0. It's been altered. This was sent as, what is it, like something like 1.4 million. The frequency, what these numbers represent is frequency of the signal that's being sent, and it was the frequency of hydrogen. And so what I sent back was the exact same number. It was a long number. It was 1.4 million something. So 7-digit long number. That doesn't sound right. I think it's bigger than that. Oh, I should go over the general thing first. Down in the corner, I can't put my cursor over it. You see those 4 names. I'm working on a team with 5 members total, including myself. So we got Doppler is the guy in charge. He doesn't understand anything really. He's like a government guy who assembled a team to figure this out because he couldn't do it himself. Batista is the programmer who made this computer program that we are using, and he's constantly updating and adding new features. He's the reason this is displaying as 0, is he automatically set the frequencies to display uh, the difference between whatever's being sent and that initial hydrogen frequency, because every signal that's been sent is slightly different frequency off from that. Collins is our linguist. She has been largely unhelpful so far because we're still in the very early stages. We haven't really gone into language yet. And Ackers is an astronomer or an astrophysicist, something like that, who has also been largely unhelpful. He's just the only helpful thing he said is he recognized that this initial signal was the frequency of hydrogen, which Batista seemed to know too. Anyway, but he's super self-confident, despite being completely useless. And Batista is like displaying himself to be very, very intelligent, but also like he's a man of very few words, and he just leaves it up to other people, even when he thinks he's discovered something. He doesn't mention it. He just lets us figure it out for ourselves. So they start by sending some random signals. The correct response to the first one is just send back whatever they sent. Same is true of the second one. It's like a test to make sure they didn't randomly receive a signal. They just happened to be correct. We go back to the first one, then go 1 up from it. And now, why is this displaying like this? Right. This is because of my dictionary. They sent 3 signals in a row, a 0, a 1, and then a 2. And my response was a 3. There's the same thing. Here they sent a negative signal below their starting one, which I'll open my dictionary. Anytime we receive a negative signal, I input a word, and Batista's program automatically translates from their signals to these words I put in the dictionary, and from these words back to the signal when we're sending signals back. And there is no really correct answer as long as you understand the meaning that is trying to be implied. You'll be able to do the game with whatever word you choose to input in your dictionary or symbol. Batista would prefer that I use the arithmetic symbols for these. Multiply, divide, subtract. Add is somewhere in here. Or it should be. Oh no, I put sum, not added. But because of the way that our friends, the aliens, are using their I'll go over that. Shit. Right, we'll go over this first. Here is where they communicate that they are transmitting or that they will be using base 8 for their numbers by going up by 7 increments and then sending 2 separate signals of 1 upward increment and 1 exactly hydrogen. But eventually Batista has coded the computer to automatically translate any big numbers to base 10, so we don't have to worry about base 8 at the point I'm at. Do I even remember what the hell this one was trying to say? 1357? Yeah, patterns. This is pattern recognition. Here's where they do, and they start using arithmetic, and the reason I chose to write summed instead of just a plus sign is because it comes after. 2 and 3 are added, and then they just say 5. Eventually they do have a word for equals, which I've written as total. But this is 2 and 3 added 5. 2 of this word, which I've written as and in a row, is like a full gap between full ideas. So 6 and 1 sum to 7, and 1 4 sum to I input 5. Let's see if I can get to something else. Yeah, multiplication. So basically it's just them introducing a concept and retesting it to make sure you've understood. Oh, we've introduced negatives. So I just have a negative symbol. We introduced decimals here, which I believe were introduced before we switched to base 10, which means that 0.4 here actually means a half, because 8 is as big as numbers go, single digit numbers. Not important for your viewing purposes because it will be translated if a 0.4 is sent again to it'll be translated to a 0.5, and it's not half an integer, it's a symbol that means the dot and a symbol that means 4, or not a signal, not symbol. So here you have me playing with sending all these signals in base 8. I imagine operating in base 8 is quite difficult for many players. It was a little irritating to me, but frankly, not too bad because they get rid of it once you get into anything even remotely complicated. It's just specific in fractions and then translate to base 8, basically. They've introduced a new symbol which made it was completely unclear for quite some time. But eventually it became clear that they were just using them as like vague association. That I set it to when because the only time so far anything useful has used this value is when they're using functions and they're talking about like an x and a y value. I got a word for variable, and then they associate numbers with variables when they need more than one of them. This is a stupid thing to be trying to do to explain everything I've done so far. I use x because for when they're giving me a full equation and there's something in there that they are seeking, it's like a special case variable where it's not something that can be changed and have multiple values insert. It's just what you're looking for. It's clear enough when well, this is where they first introduce it. They just say x is 0, and so I sent 0, and then they say 2 and 3 make 5, and x is -6, so I just sent -6. Here they say x and 3 summed total 15, so I send 12. At this point, we're in base 10. I think. Oh no, maybe I actually I can't tell from looking at this if we're in base 10 or not. 2 and 5 x totals 2 and 4 multiplied. So what they're looking for the x here is summed because 3 plus 5 is equal to 2 times 4. When I'm in my dictionary, I can set, let's do it with like this dot. I can set special configs for what it looks like before or after the word. So a dot, this is a decimal point, so it's always between two numbers. I don't want any spaces. Oh, back to my dictionary. When I look at my and word, which is not an ideal word for it, but there isn't an ideal word for it. I've set it to have a space before and after, but if you have two ands in a row, I asked it to break. There's no way to set special rules. I would have preferred new line before and after on double, but I can't make that rule, as far as I'm aware. Right, that'll cover that. I'm gonna go back to my solving now. And I might need a pen and paper to do these ones that are equations. Oh, right. They've introduced an exponent. I stopped looking through the history, but they've added exponents. When did they add exponents? Just now, basically. Two and 2 exponent to 4, 2 and 3 to 8, 2 and 4 to 16. That's 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth. 3 to the second is 9. 1 to the second is 1. And 0 to the 0 is 1, which is true. I imagine that one might trip people up who are less familiar with, what is this? Algebra. 5 to the second is 25. X to the third is equal to 64. That's 4. Alright, let's do the one I'm actually at now. Oh, right. I don't need my pen and paper because I have a whiteboard now. This just got added I'll draw my whiteboard. So variable 0, I'm going to make z. It's going to be ugly as hell. Z to the second is equal to... Oh, I might use the pen and paper. This is really ugly. -2 when 4. Sorry. -2 squared is 4, indeed. -1 when 1. Yep. 0 to the second is 0. Yes. And, 1 to the second is 1. Yes. Is there a pattern that they're using here? -2. Yes. They want the second number to be a 2. What squared is 2.5? Respond. I guess I should say 0.5 when 2. That's not true. 0.5 squared is a quarter. Okay. -2 and 4. Yeah, the square root of 2 squared is 2. I guess I could approximate the square root of 2. I could type it into my calculator and then see if that works. Or I could try giving any other valid answer to this equation and see if that works. Let's approximate the square root of 2 first. I have a calculator on my desk, which appears to be out of batteries. Oh no, did I steal the batteries out of this? No. Oh, my calculator's dead. Okay, well, there's a calculator in the game, so let's use that. I haven't used it once, but Batista said it sucks. It does. Wow, what a calculator. Fucking hell. How the hell does he even plan to use this? 2. Nope, 2. Divide it. Oh, no. Square root of 2. Oh, shit. Okay. Fair enough. 2 to the... Oh, I see. 0.5. 2 to the 0.5 is approximately equal to that. So let's respond with... oh, right. I can't do line stuff. I don't think I actually explained how this game started, did I? An asteroid, a meteor, has crashed on Earth, and it is, releasing these signals. Why did this just remind me of that? No signal change. Okay, let's submit something else that's valid. How about 2 and 4? Two squared is 4. Acceptable, thank you. Alright, Batista added confetti. What does Ackers want? Even I was a little stuck, this fucking guy. Alright, I'm supposed to just be a translator, which I don't know what that means. I'm the guy in charge of using the keyboard, but I have a linguist sitting to my left. Okay. I don't know if I probably didn't mention anything else. I'm an engineer, so this math stuff for the time being is within my wheelhouse. We will reach a point where we find stuff I can't do. Planetary, orbital stuff, can't do. Anything too complicated in chemistry, can't do. I can do high school level chemistry. Alright, anyway, let's do this next one. This is not a fun video, but I guess I'll keep making it. It might help me to talk through what I'm doing even if no one is watching. Alright. Let's use this whiteboard that I'm bad at. Z minus 1 squared. We're using Blueprint's rules for the math. Times 2. Wow. Minus 1 is equal to A. That looks like shit. Let's find a valid thing for this. Let's try to make it equal to 3. I'm going to do this on pen and paper. The whiteboard, I can't do it with my mouse. Okay, let's see here. Wow, I don't have a lot of space on this page. Okay. Z minus 1 squared times 2 minus 1. Huh. It is an interesting equation that they're throwing at me here. Okay, so let's try setting that equal to 3 and see if we can do it, because that would ideally be what they're looking for. So, 2 minus 1 square, or Z minus 1 squared. God damn it. I should stop using Z. I'll start using N. Times 2 is equal to 4. N minus 1 squared is equal to 2. N minus 1 is equal to the square root of 2. Shit. Not viable. Okay. So instead of 3, let's do 5, because that would be doable. I believe, if I've done my math correct, which I haven't, because that has to be divided by 2. 11. We can do 11. No, we can't. Why did I think 11? Okay, hang on. I'm working from this backwards. I apologize. I want A plus 1 to be equal to 8. So I want A to be 7. Because that'll give us the square root of 4, which is 2. So, which would equal 3. Alright, so 3 when... What did I say? 7. 3 when 7? Oh, right. Fantastic. I'm just going to be doing these on paper, and this is going to be a horrible watch for anyone who's not grossly interested in the math stuff. N to the x is equal to A. Oh, shut up, idea available. I can do it myself. That'll be very useful later, though. So, don't shut up forever. I have... Oh, right. So, you're saying negative 3 to the x is negative 27. Yeah, it's 3 to the third. Negative 2 to the x is negative 8. That's 2 to the negative 2 to the third. Negative 1, negative 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 8, 3, 27. Yeah. X is 3. x to the n is equal to a. Okay, so x to the -1 is equal to 0.125. That's 8. 8 to the -1 is 1 over 8, which is equal to 0.125. I don't need the rest, it's 8. I'm waiting for him to be wrong, but I'm not familiar enough with these people. That sounds wrong. Oh yeah, Doppler's not in the room. Doppler meets like for weekly check-ins, which every is every group? No, not every group is a meeting, but every so often it's a meeting. I think. Fairly certain. Anyway, x to the a is equal to, x to the n is equal to a. 0 to the, or x to the 0 power is 1. That's always true. And x to the first power is equal to 21. X is 21. Good. Gall of Collins. She has not been useful yet, but she is cool, and she does occasionally offer theories as to why things are being done in certain ways. Why do you reckon they what if the, God, I'm feeling tired. The expression, not expression, but the thing, the math thing, is after the two values and not between. It's just how they do it. Why base 8? Well, it took the whole team a while to come to the thought that the reason humans use base 10 is because we have 10 digits. Whatever. Let's do this. X to the n is equal to a. Negative, or x to the -2 is equal to a decimal I don't recognize. -2 would be 1 over x squared. 1 over wait, x to the -1, which should be just 1 over x, is equal to 0.36788. What? 0 and 1. X to the 0 is 1. Yeah, stop giving me that one, please. X to the 1 is 2.71828. Well, that would explain it. Okay, 2.71828. What is the relevance of this number? I don't know. Perhaps Akros can actually tell me. No, because he won't be thinking in... Yeah, he won't be thinking in base 8. He's not smart enough for it. Batista can translate to base 8 and then Akers might be able to tell me something relevant. There you go, Batista, the smart one. Yeah, and Akers doesn't recognize it, of course. Yeah, it's E. Batista would be very excited to see pi, but he wouldn't really, show it. X is 0. And also variable 0 and variable 1 totals to 3. Okay, X is 0. Yes, I agree. Why would we do that? This is long. X is 0. We got an autolog. This is odd of them for sure. So we have X totaling 0 again, but let's look at what they're talking about here. A is equal to 1, and N to the second power minus no. What? This doesn't translate well. I'm gonna use my whiteboard to say what this means. This is saying that oh no, 1. Why have they done this way? This translates in a really weird way, I think, because they haven't said what to do with these two. With 1 and N here. Maybe it just reads as 1, comma. N squared, Christ. Oh my god, mouse. N squared. Minus 0.5. What? Do you want to do an exponent again? Oh no, N squared. Not minus 0.5. The minus is applying to this too somehow. I see. You must be saying I don't know what you're saying. Minus 2, but you didn't use the word the negative, so it's not minus 2. Is the minus suddenly after when you're trying to stick two things in the exponent box? Variable 1 is equal to 1, and variable 0 Right, so A is equal to 1 and N and 2 squared. Subtracted. To the square, then take the square root of that. And then multiply by negative 1. I don't like it. Batista, do we have an autographer for what they're sending yet? No, I'm sure he will. I will respond with 0, and then, wait for this to mean anything. Oh. It is the end of our, week, I suppose. I did not think that the image I saw of like a big ass transmitter sticking out of a rock was literal. Three grams per cubic centimeter. If I'm not mistaken, that is the density of water. Well, thank you, Doppler. Week 6. We did 10 transmissions. I don't think those were all today. One new word? Yeah, definitely not today. Whoops. Oh yeah, I called my scientist up. Cool rock. I never know what to say in these things. I don't care about my team's hypothesis. I'm using EXP. Wow. This has got to be the end of the demo. I was not far off from it. I can't imagine the demo goes into Act 2, right? Oh, good. 2 new signals being used in this one. Get them off my screen for the time being. Alright. Variables, n something 3 makes something. Cool. And then also n is 3. Oh, okay. Not my calculator. N Christ. No, not n. Don't do n. N is 3. 3. 3 something 3 something else. What? Hang on. So variable 1 something 5 something else. Variable 1 is it 5? We're putting, is this start parenthesis end parenthesis? It might be. Oh, that's not the first transmission. My achievements are glitched because I played the demo and the achievements weren't in the demo. 3 and 8 multiplied. Yeah, I'm gonna open up my dictionary and enter these as start parenthesis, end parenthesis. Negative 14. Start parenthesis. Negative 15. End parenthesis. Autolog is going off. Get off my ass, hackers. Before space, after no space. Thank you. And on this one, formatting before no space, after space. Thank you. Now, what is Zachary saying? Okay, let's recompile this to my, I fucked it. Or no, I have multiplied set to, have a space after it, don't I? Do I, or is this what's fucked up? Let's see. Yeah. Okay, we'll have multiplied default to no, we'll have all of our, whatever, I still don't remember the name for this. Default to no space before. And then if someone else wants a space for, their word, they'll force one in. Multiplied. No, not before. After no space. Divided. Subtracted. No space after. Right, let's recompile that and get rid of that space. Good. 3 and 8 multiplied. What is variable 0? 24. Yeah, so, I mean, this would be a cool one to do in base 8. It would just be 3, 0. Variable 0, 1 when 2. Variable 0, 1. When variable 0, 2. I suppose let's have x default to no spaces. That won't work. We'll leave it as spaces. That's fine. Right, let's see. 0, 1, 1, 2. 0, 1, 1, 0, 2. 0, variable 1 is x. Okay, so x is 3, 1, 11. Okay, we got another new signal. It's -16. We'll leave it be for now. Oh, good. 3 achievements just popped. And 3 more. Okay, I think that should be my achievements caught up then, surely. Alright, let's do this. I guess I'll... Yeah, screw it. 2n is equal to a. Values are... We're using our 16 thing for some reason. Okay. 16, 0, 0, and 0. And... I shouldn't call it 16. I'll call it undef. Undef 0, 0, and 0. Undef 1, 1 and 2. Undef and undef 2, 2 and 4, 3 and 6. Undef 4. These are all results. Result number 0. Yeah, let's write it. Let's fill it in as a result. Result with a T, thank you. Formatting. Please have a space before and no space after. Recompile. Why have I done when like this? Because initially I wanted to be dividing them. I don't anymore. Let's just do spaces for when, please. It'll make it more legible to me. Gorgeous. So, the values for variables 0 and 1 for a equals 2n. That tracks to me, we're looking for 10. Or, as the aliens would say, 1, 3. I wonder if that's still acceptable. No. That's okay. Oh my god, did I get an idea for sending it something wrong or just for trying to use base 8? Oh no, we're looking for 10, I'm sorry. Right, so A is equal to, shit. We'll look back at those later. I kind of surprised Collins is only now coming to this conclusion. Anyway, god, this formatting thing is, difficult. Shut up, idea. I'm trying to figure out formatting. Because I wanted there to be space there, so I'm going to put spaces back. Yeah, because there's no way to define that numbers should have a space before them, so... We're just going to have to deal with some silly spaces when dealing with, parentheses, I believe. Yeah, breaking on double isn't what I want. Recompile, please. Make it legible. Alright, so, A is equal to, 2n plus 1. I guess I could use an x. 2x plus 1. So 2 times 0 plus 1 is 1. Yep. 6. Yep. Okay. So 16 plus 1 is 17. Wonderful. 1 is, or A is equal to x minus 3. You're saying that this should be a, I guess, I mean, I suppose it would be sensible to call it result 3, because it's just the third one you're giving me. It's not based on what it contains. Result 3. There's a space. Oh, it's acceptable anyway. Thank you, Batista, for making the formatting not have to be consistent the way I send it. Okay, and thank you, actual game developers, as well, I should say. Let's work this out. Result 0 is 315. Result 0 is x. No, result 0 is x equal to 3. I can't call it x because I'm using x for the other thing. Call it n again. Result 0 is n. I'm not writing them down anymore. Maybe I could say z. Z for 0. Fucking hell. It doesn't really matter. Alright. For result 0, z is equal to 3. Correct. It says it right there. Result 0. Yes, correct. Yes, it is equal to 1. Result 1. X. And variable 0 is 12. And also variable 1 is 2. Okay. So you want me to input an equation where variable 0 totals, I've got to remember how they format this. Oh, I might just be able to say 12, 1, 2. Yeah. I don't need an equation yet. Uh, 8, 1, 2, 7, 1, 5. Result 0 variable 1, 2. Times, oh, we're doing matrices? Oh, gorgeous. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're saying 2 times 7 is 14. Boy, matrices are awesome. I guess technically it was already a matrix when it was just 2 things. We have another signal. Thank you, Batista, for being continuously helpful. I will not be using that for the time being. Another signal, great. Okay, anyway. Something 0. Result 0 when is 1, 1, 2. when result 1 is 315. Oh, good. It's a deeper level of result. How do I go about this? I guess I could just call it a matrix. Let's call it a matrix. Surely this will have no repercussions. No. Matrix. Matrix formatting. No space after. Recompile. Matrix 0. Should probably always start a new line. It's happening to start a new line anyway this time. No, I want 2 new lines. Separate out my matrices. 2 new lines before matrix. That's much better. Should I always have a result appear on a new line? Probably not. Okay, anyway. So we have 1, 1, 2. I'm gonna replace 1 with a comma. Or when with a comma. It's gonna make these read better as matrices, and I'll still understand them for variable reasons. They're gonna comment on the fact that I'm using a comma. Thank you, Batista. No space before the comma, please. Well, do I want to space them out? No, that'll be fine. Recompile. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 5. And matrix 1. Oh, matrix having an X in it is a little bit annoying. I wonder if I can put anything even better in for X to be a clear variable you're searching for. That's just a single symbol. That's really easy. I'm not using the equal symbol, but it might get confusing to have that. I'll leave it be for now. Okay, right. Matrix 1 is 2, 3, 8, 7. I'm going to draw these out to see if I can find a pattern, even though it might be obvious when I reach the end. We got a 1, 2, 3, 5. We have a 2, 3. Is that 8, 7? We have a 1, 2, 3, 5. I have a feeling it's going to be obvious. Matrix 0 totals Matrix X. Matrix 2. Thank you. Matrix 1 is Matrix 3. Therefore, Matrix 3 is result 0, result 2. You left me the parentheses? Perfect. We got another new one. Did we ever get... We were missing -9 for a time. Yeah, it was the exponent. Cool. Alright, we got 20. We'll leave it be for now. Matrix 0. 0, 0, and 0, 5. Matrix 0... something. Totals 5. 1, 0. 8, 0. Total 7. 2, 2, 2, 3. Totals. Okay. How the hell? Let me see if I can find any consistent pattern here. This will take me a sec. I'm gonna draw it out. Which is somehow all equal to 5. I'm not even saying these things out loud. I apologize. 1, 0. 8, 0 is equal to 7. So 5 is the only value that's not 0 in there, so it's largely useless. 7 is 8 minus 1. Result 1 minus result 0. Okay, let's try this. 2 minus 2 and 3 minus 2 is 0, 1. But I don't want 2 numbers. I want just the 1. A 0 is useless. Let's submit it as 1. Okay. I forgot to check. Okay. Yeah. It means applying some function to the matrix. Great. That's... How do I condense that into a word? N squared interesting formatting. I've got this now. I ought to go back to that other one. This is n squared plus a squared. Okay, I'm gonna solve this first, but I'm not gonna submit it until I look back at that other function they sent. N squared plus a squared is equal to b squared. That's the Pythagorean theorem. I've just written it weird. And n is equal to 5. And a is equal to 12. So what is b? That is 25 plus 144 is 169, which is 13 squared. I'm sorry. Okay, 13 is what we're looking for. Let's go back to that other function and see if we can understand it now. Something where they defined x as 0 very early on. Here it is. X is 0 and a is 1. No, a is equal to... No, this is still a little weird. One and a squared. No, it must be a break. X is 0, a is 1. And n squared minus to the 0.5 power. No. N. Yeah, 2 is squared and subtracted here. Which I do think just means they're making it negative, are they? Total's 1, and a and 2, x, they didn't even solve it. They just said exponent subtracted. A is equal to -1 and n times 1. No. A is equal to -1n minus 1. That one I can handle as much. A is equal to -1n -1n times 1. So -1n. A is equal to n minus 1. A is equal to n plus 1. Are you trying to suggest that all of these equations are attempts at pulling a valid equation out of this nonsense? I don't know. We're not gonna do anything of this anymore. This was 13. Right. Solve the matrix. 0, 0. And 3, 4. 1. No. Or am I adding the things once they're done? No. Am I trying to tell you what the equation being done here is? I could say that, variable, if that's how I spelled it, 1, and 4 divided 3 multiplied total variable 0. No such luck. How about the much easier variable 1? Oh, fuck. Variable 1 and 1 summed, subtracted, total variable 0. No such luck. What if I do in the order variable 0 and 1 summed total variable 1. What do you want me doing? 3 minus 0, 0, 4 minus 0, 0, or 4. I can respond with 4, it's the biggest number remaining. No change. I can subtract them from each other in the same line. No. Let's go back to the other time this was used. It was used here. It was not used here. It was not used here. Here's the one time it was used. This must be relevant somehow. Nine plus 12 is equal to 21, which is not a perfect square. Well, why would I be doing 12? I'm looking for 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. Which is, perfectly doable. Variable 2. would be 5. If there were a variable 2. Shit. Okay. So, signal 20 has something to do with the Pythagorean theorem? Is that usable here? 0 squared plus 5 squared equals 5 squared. No, because this one has something in the first result. So this would be 1, 8. 1 and an 8. I got a 7. I subtracted that for some reason. I don't recall you helping. 4, 0, 4, what? Would total 8. I don't know, because I don't understand what you're looking for. Four zero four what? Would total 8. Well, 8 squared is 64. 64 minus 16 is not going to be a perfect square, I don't reckon. It's 40 something, not 49. 4 and 4. Let's go back to my subtraction thing. Those would cancel out. X and 8 would make 8. Okay. Is this the difference of Pythagorean theorems? Because that is a ridiculous symbol to have a word for. You're saying that that is 1. 0, 0, 1, 3. 1 squared plus 3 squared is 10, which is the square root of... But it doesn't matter, because this matrix has 5 sets in it. What is matrix 0? Are you asking me what equation is being applied in matrix 0? When the total of the matrix... Something about the total of the matrix is 1. I might need to use help on this. Let's see here. 8 is 8. 0, negative 1. 2, negative 2. 1, 3. 0. Square root of 10. 2 times... Or 2 the square root of 2. 1, 2, this, or 8 the square root of 2. That's all meaningless. It's gonna be completely imperceptible what the hell I was even meaning when I was saying all that. I was applying the Pythagorean theorem to all of these results, and it's not. It's not anything. Okay, oh. Yeah, logic gates. I know how logic gates work. I was trying to figure out what I was even looking at because I was fucking ignoring what button I clicked. Okay. That's useless to me. Fuff. When you put the matrix 0 through whatever undef 20 is, you get 1. Uh, 0, square root of 10, 2 squared plus 2 squared is 2 to the square, 1. Oh, Christ. 8 the square root of 2. So if I want to subtract all these things out, I got some funky square roots going on. There's a 1 here. So you're looking for total 1. I would like to use someone's idea, please. I am at a complete loss. Where do I go for an idea? Ideas. 89. These are all results. A matrix just needs 2 results. Couldn't any pairing of results be the answer? I will try to do it first. Okay, so let's go back to our stupid idea, and let's use result 0 and result 3. I don't even know if this is going to be an accessible form to Smithison. It's not. Would that give 1? It's a long signal. No. Okay. What if I flip it? Result 3, result 0. Maybe, because of the negative. If it's being squared, that shouldn't matter, but let's ignore that. No such luck. Hmm. Let's see here. Okay. What about a way where subtracting them results in 1, 0, or 0, 1? I can do 2, -5. That's not quite useful. Yeah. Why didn't result 3, result 0 work? Let's try inputting what they are again. Result 3 is 0, -1. Oh, wait, no. I want result 0 with result 3. Zero, 0. Shit. Result 3. 0, -1. Let me look at old transmissions to see how matrices have been. The results are divided by commas in a matrix. Thank you, Akers, for informing me that I was supposed to build a matrix out of those results. What's up, Doppler? Oh, good, a sine wave. Doppler keeps expecting that we're gonna have made some massive breakthrough and had a full-on conversation with aliens. Which I reckon is impossible, since I don't think the aliens live in that meteorite. And the results are so fast, it's gotta be an automatic program waiting for a specific result. Which is good for the sake of this being a video game. If you were actually having a conversation with an alien, translation would go both ways. You know, you could say something and they would spend some time trying to figure out what you said means. Whatever. Oh yeah, no one understood why Batista called it Hello World, and he didn't bother explaining. But it's a programming reference, of course. I'm not a programmer, but I took a class called Intro to Programming for Non-Majors in college. Why'd you capitalize meteor? The last two trophies he brought, he gave both to Batista for doing great work on the computer. Yeah, that. Oh, I know you're saying, is it? Really? Collins? Oh, I guess I forgot that she was the one doing that, not Batista. Funny. I did not know that there would be a character who was getting shorthanded to Dop when I named myself Dup. I named myself Dup because I like naming my characters Jacked Up. Thank you, Doppler. Five new words. We got parenthesis. We got result, which is not great, but I also wouldn't like calling it just line, so I'll leave it be. And yeah, we haven't named the 20. Matrices. I don't know if that's even how you spell matrices. That's probably not, huh? No, I'm gonna use some improper grammar here for the sake of spelling. Matrix are annoying. Matrix is annoying. Yeah. I would love to hear my colleagues' thoughts on what I could do with 20 there, especially Batista. He'll give it in simple terms for me. Oh, good, 18's here. Anyway, dictionary 20 hypotheses. What? Oh. I see. You're measuring the distance between 2 points. Which has yet to come up in an obvious. Oh, that's why the Pythagorean theorem, because that's how you find the difference between 2 points. I see. I just really lucked out that it was in a circumstance where I could do it the way I was doing it. Okay. Well, thank you, folks. Yeah, I think I will go with, distance. I don't remember which of them recommended that. It was not Batista, I don't think. Someone's happy I used that. Okay, Batista's happy with distance. Okay. Let's figure out what 18 is. It's, I suppose, probably another measurement unit. What have I... It's a matrix of matrices? Uh... There's only one of them here, but they have a 0 associated with it. So, that's pleasant. Let's see here. We have 0003. We have 03. I guess I should call them points instead of results, huh? If this is how they're going to be used from now on. That's a point. Right. Recompile. And I suppose... Have I seen these matrices built up of more than 2 points? Because if not, they're just a line, not a matrix. Transmissions. 0.1, 2 points, 2 points. Alright, these are lines. That makes a lot more sense. Which means that my note makes no sense and indicates I have no idea what I'm doing, which is accurate, so I suppose it fits. This is talking about a line. I wonder if this means shape or something specific. How many points do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 points. So is it talking specifically about a quadrilateral? Specifically about, say, a square? It's not a square. For now, we're gonna call it shape. Or polygon. Polygon's more, accurate. No space after, please. Recompile. Oh. Yeah, line doesn't need the double spacing anymore now that I understand what it is. Formatting, new line before. Recompile. Separate our lines just by a single point, I think. So we have 0003. Oh, I'm gonna use my whiteboard as a... It's already a grid, fantastic. I need to fit 4, 3, which I technically could, but I'm gonna... Oh, shiza. Okay, screw this grid. I don't have any negatives. I'm making my origin here. Okay, we got 0, 3. We have a line between 0, 0 and 0, 3. We have 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a rectangle, it would seem. That's the line between point 1, which is the 0, 3, and that. We have this between 4, 0. And we have a line between point 0 and point 3. We also have a second polygon, polygon 1, which also has a point at point 0, but it goes all the way up to 0, 4. And then it has a line between Christ. Between point 1, 0, 4 and point 2, 1, 4. And then it has a line between point 2, 1, 4, and point 3, 1, 0. And I assume you go back to the origin. Oh, you want me to tell you what line 3 is? It's point 0, point 3. Or point 3, point 0. How'd you do it this time? Point 0, point 3. Okay. Fair enough. Presumably because they communicate like this. They built up this language of communication first, and then they went about figuring out what best order to actually talk people in. So the things they want to use a shit ton are all the very small numbers. And the things that are less commonly used are bigger numbers. I think these people are quite slow to recognize this stuff. I figured as much. I figured that if they were going to have separate words for different shapes, they would start with triangle. It's just sensible. Alright, so we have a triangle here. I didn't even look at it yet. We have 0, 0 to 1, 0. And then we have between 1, 0 and 0, 1. And now you want me to close the shape by condensing that, by telling you the point that point 2 is connected to, which is point 0. Alrighty, what we got now? Okay, you want me to fully define a polygon composed of a line from point 0 to point 1. Okay, so just a polygon of line 0 through 4 through 3. Line 0, line 1, line 2, line 3. I wrote lime. Lime 0. Line 0. Line 1. Line 2. Line 3. No signal change. So you do not just want me to build a polygon out of that. How many points do we have total? 5 points. So we're drawing a pentagon. No, we only have 4 lines. That tracks. Okay, let's just define some random locations for our points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have, oh yeah, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 to 4. Christ. 2 to 0. I see. So you just want me to use line 0, 1, 3. Skip the irrelevant line. We have a new signal. Oh, shiza, I'm just thinking. And I have to sneeze. I'm thinking that three-dimensional shapes are a hell of a lot harder to model in any easily digestible way, and I'm really bad with it. Hopefully it's not yet, but it'll come eventually. Okay, so we have a new word. I don't even know where it appears. It's all the way down here. Oh, it's just gonna be an area or a perimeter. Okay, easy enough. Line 1 is composed of 0, 0, and 0, 1. I'm gonna make my, origin way down here. 0, 0, and 0, 1. Line 1 is composed of point 1, which is 0, 1. And point 2, which is 3, 1. Shit. This is 0 to 0, 1. Okay, 0, 0 to 0, 1, right? And then we want to go from 0, 1 to 3, 1. And then we want to go from 3, 1 to 3, 0. And then connect points 3 and 0. You want to make a polygon out of all those lines. And polygons what? Is all the distances summed. That's a perimeter. How the hell are they going to come up with 3 different ideas of perimeter? I guess Batista will want to call it P. Ackers would probably be the one calling perimeter, because Collins is a linguist and would want to call it something more familiar to her that isn't a math word. Maybe. Perimeter's not that complicated a math word. But do I know how to spell it? Mitter. It would be miter if it wasn't 2 T's, right? I should double check my spelling. Let me just open Google tab. Guy who doesn't know how to spell. It is 1 T. And I suppose that makes sense because meter means measurement. It's just pronounced weird because English sucks. Okay, we will put spaces before and after. Recompile. You want to make a polygon out of all those lines. Polygon's perimeter is equal to line 0 plus line 1 plus line 2 plus line 3. So the perimeter is, did I delete it? No, I did not. That is a perimeter of 8 units. Okay. Now I gotta think that at some point, if they want to talk about distances that are relevant in any way, we have to establish a baseline unit, which would have to be based off of light speed. It would have to be off of a. No, wait. How do you establish a baseline of length? Because you have to establish a baseline of time first. You have to use light speed. I guess that's how you do it, right? You define the speed of light as some number. Probably uh something nice and round in base 8, like 10000. Maybe a little bigger than that, so you can work with small numbers. And then you could say that a distance is, that's a speed. How do you define a time or a length? Because speed is length over time. Maybe that's all you do, right? You now say that you've established light speed. Speed equals length over time. Speed of light is this. So no, you would need a standard of either speed, of either time or length to define the other one. And I don't know what could possibly be the standard for either. On Earth, it's easy. It's easy to define a standard of time being a day or a year, because those are real. But talking with aliens from another planet, a day, they would have a completely different day or year based on wherever the hell they live. Unless they're kind enough to have studied our sun, give us a time in years, and Batista could account for the fact that the what we call a year isn't a real astronomical year, because why would it be? Anyway. Oh, brilliant! Something I can't model on this. Let's just do it at half scale. -4, -4. -4, 4. -4, 4. 4, 4, and 4, -4. You want to compose the polygon of those points and get the perimeter of it. That would be 16. It's a nice, lovely square. I've done something wrong. Of course I have. It's twice as big as this. This is a length of 8, not a length of 4. Double checking that doubling this is doubling the perimeter, and it is. It's not an area. Here's area, probably. Ah, look at this, them testing. This time they aren't going to define how you go about finding an area. They're just going to tell you, they're going to give you 2 different shapes. Say, this is the area of shape 1. Can you tell us the area of shape B without us actually telling you what an area is? Okay, let's just double check that it is the area we're dealing with. I'm just gonna, I have graph paper in front of me, so I'm gonna actually draw these 2 different shapes on graph paper. I wish I had more graph paper that I hadn't written previous notes on. I need more space. There we go. Okay, so let's give myself a coordinate plane. That'll suffice. We have 0, 0, 0, 1. 1 1. One 0. And we're gonna connect those points. Sorry. 0 and 1 are connected. 1 and 2. 0 and 2. Great. So we're not using point 3, which is the 1 0 1. So we have a triangle with an area of a half. And we're connecting points 0 and 1. 0 1, 1 2, 2 3, and 3 0. So that one's a full square. So yeah, the polygon 0's area is 0.5 and polygon 1's area is 1. Area. Are we still missing whatever they were looking for? Negative 19. We got negative 18. Still no negative 19. Which is of course going to be a oh god, what the hell is even the general term for 3D shapes? That's not polynomial, is it? That doesn't sound right. Let's look up what polynomial is on the Google that you can't see. Polynomial. No, a polynomial is an equation that just uses basic coefficients. Shit. I mean, I need to learn what the general term for 3D shapes is if I want to define it later. Yeah, I know they're 3D shapes. So that's what I said. I want to know what the name of just this general concept is. Let's see. What if I say 2D shapes polygons, 3D shapes name? Will that give me what I'm looking for? I'm going to Wikipedia, but they start by defining a bunch of curves, which is even smaller than a shape. Fractals. Oh, Christ. This is not going to help, is it? Oh, here we go. One-dimensional, two-dimensional, two-dimensional. Polygon is right at the top of two-dimensional, so hopefully when I looked at three-dimensional, polyhedron. Don't forget polyhedron. Alright, that'll be useful. Back to solving. Negative 22 is my area, so let's just recompile this and send 1. I didn't need to recompile it, but... Huh. Yes, floats, they suck. I'm familiar from my tiny bit of programming knowledge. Alright, let's see here. We are going to define the area of polygon 0, which is composed of these lines, which is composed of these points. Righty. This is an ugly ass way to do this, by the way. I wish you would just define your lines, but I guess if you're making a really complicated shape later on, it would be rather annoying to have to define every line instead of just defining like 8 points that all those lines are made out of. Okay, we got 0, 0, we got 0, 2. We got 3, 2. Oh. I might want to redefine some way things are doing. I think I want polygon to start on a new line. Maybe like even like that. Yeah. Oh, I wish my screen was a little wider, honestly. Okay, here's all our points that we're comprised of. It's just these 4, so it's a rectangle. 0 up to 1, right to 2, down to 3, left to 4. The polygon area over this square is 6. Wow, we've almost hit triple digits as in base 10. Crazy. Completely irrelevant or completely unimportant number to the aliens is quite important for us. Now you're defining the line as you do it. You're defining a line between 0, 0 and, oh Christ, A0. Okay. Okay, here we go. We have 0, 0, A0. I'm using an A, I should be using my X or my N. N0. Point 2 is NN. And point 3 is 0n. So we have a square. An undefined square. Oh, the perimeter is 20. That means each side is 5. At least one of the points was at the origin. Okay. We have a line from 0, 0 to 4, 0, and then... Okay. I'll write this one out too. I was just sitting back in my chair to think about this in my head, but nope. It's more complicated now, I can't do that. 0, 0, 4, 0. 4n. Point 3 is 0n. You're saying we know one side is 4, and the area is 12. That must mean the other side is 3. But the side length isn't what you're asking me for. You're asking me for the perimeter, which would be 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. 14. what a fun video this is. I'm sorry that I keep calling you, implying you're a weirdo for watching this if you're still watching this. I don't mean it. I'm the weirdo who's still playing it, so. But I do hope you've played it yourself if you're the weirdo who watches this. Because it'll be a lot more fun to play it yourself without having seen it before. I don't care about your idea. I haven't even tried it yet. You're starting off by just saying an N. Okay. I don't know why you're just starting off by saying N with not associating with anything, but let's go. Polygon 0 is defined by line 0, which is defined by 0, 0, and 0, N. Okay. 0, 0, 0, N. And then line 1 is connected to point 1, which is 0, N. And point 2, which is 6, 6N? Okay. Line 0 and line 1 combine to make one bigger line. Right? 0N. 0 to 0N. And 0N to... Oh no. No, I'm wrong. 0 into 6N. Okay. And then line 2 is point 2, which is that 6N, to point 3, which is 6, 0. And then you connect back to point 0. Man, these guys like rectangles a whole lot. You're asking me for the area if the perimeter is 20. The perimeter being 20 would be... Well, 20 would equal 12 plus 2x, which would make x 4 as the other length. 4 times 6 is 24. I'm just going to stop explaining myself so much, because I feel like anyone watching this... that's funny, that's the second achievement that's been named triple digits. I feel like that anyone that's watching this is going to be the kind of nerd to understand half explanations, because I don't know why you would watch this as someone who has no concept of any of this. I can't imagine it would be fun to watch me just solve math problems, basically. Maybe you are, and maybe you want me to explain myself, but I don't even know if I'm going to upload these before I'm done with the game. I probably will. I'll probably upload this as soon as I'm done recording it, and it'll be nowhere near done because I know there's like over 500 transmissions. So, okay. Anyway. The square root of 2. Awesome. Is equal to n. Cool. And you're going to define points with the square root of 2. Awesome. Alright, let's make a shape out of 2, 0. The square root of 2. The square root of 2. Okay. Shit, I lost my spot. Right, variable 0, variable 0. Point 2 is 0, 2. And then 0.3 is negative variable 0, which the space is overriding there on variable 0. I don't like that. I'm going to fix that. A variable need not have a space before it. But if it ever directly follows a number, it'll have that number attached to it. Have I ever seen it directly follow a number? I don't think so. Hopefully that's fine. Right, so I want to look at point 3. Negative the square root of 2. The square root of 2. Point 4 is negative 2 is 0. Point 5 is negative the square root of 2, negative the square root of 2. Point 6 is 0, negative 2. Point 7 is the square root of 2, negative the square root of 2. Polygon 0 is defined by all these points. What's its area? The perimeter's 12. It's an octagon. Isn't it? I guess I should also actually chart these on a graph. Can Batista's calculator do that? No. It's got a log function, which is cool. I'm sure that'll be lovely when we get to logs. Okay, let's find this on a coordinate plane that has negatives. I'm going to loosely approximate the square root of 2 as 1 for the cases of my graph. Let's do this. 2, 0. Yeah, we have all the 2's graphed. All the 2 zeros. Do we have a 2, 2 graphed on any of them? No. But we do have all of the negative square root 2's square root 2's. So yeah, it's a regular octagon with side lengths total perimeter 12, because of course the side lengths are equal to whatever the hell that side length is. 12 over 8. Christ. 3 over 2. 1.5. Each side is 1.5 long. Now I could solve for the total size of this by solving a rectangle and some trapezoids. Or I could see if Batista has stuff for a octagon. Yeah, area is equal to side length squared, approximately. So 1.5 squared is 9 over 4. So I wonder if that's an acceptable answer, 9 and 4 divided. Not an acceptable answer. Well represented as a decimal, sure. 9 over 4 is 1.75. Not acceptable. These are side lengths of 1.5, aren't they? You told me the perimeter was 12. It's a regular octagon. Perimeter 12, 12 over 8, which is equal to 3 over... Oh, Christ. 12 over 8 is equal to... Divide by 4. 3 over 2, 1.5. 1.5 squared is 9 over 4, which is 1.25. Oh, sorry, 2.25. Man, I messed up the easy part of it. Oh. Okay, screw it. We'll give you the super accurate answer. The super accurate answer is not easy, actually, for me to represent. I could calculate the exact area using my stupid rectangle thing. Because I know the area of a trapezoid, exactly. Or I could divide it into even smaller rectangles and triangles. Total perimeter 12. Which would mean a side length of 1.5, like I keep saying. What if I just spawn 1.5 squared? 5 and 2 EXP. Not an accepted answer. Okay, we'll give him the exact. Oh! I missed this part of it. It's the side length squared times 4.82. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's try this then. 1.5 and 2 EXP. 4.82843 multiplied. You're gonna have me do it. You're gonna make me do it. $2.25 like I thought. How specific do they want me to get? Is 8.6 acceptable? Great. Oh, I suppose we're done with the chapter? Call it a chapter? We're looking at the meteor again. This is very Project Hail Mary. I have to imagine this game was inspired. How long ago did the book come out? Like 2018? Even earlier? There's been plenty of time for this to be made since then. It's made of boron. I don't think boron's a noble gas, right? Boron is... Well, boron is a gas, I think. Boron is like a column. Oh god, it's got 3 valence electrons, doesn't it? 3 empty valence spaces. If I'm remembering my periodic table correctly, which I very well may not be. Oh no, boron. Is boron have 1 valence space? That would make it reactive with hydrogen. Yeah, you would want it to be protected from hydrogen so you don't get a hydrogen signal just from the hydrogen. You want it to be a forced signal. Right. They said the boron was composed in like a structure, a spherical structure, so I suppose it's bonded. Yeah, well, it's sensible that a receiver would be spherical. I don't know much about antennas like transmitters. Huh. Backups, 3 backups. Ackers prefers Fahrenheit. Yeah, what a fucking scientist you are. Right, the Steam page mentioned the game was inspired by Voyager. You hadn't even considered it was a Voyager. This game is set in like the 90s, I think. That's well after Voyager was sent out, I think. I don't know. I'm real bad at history. Gross. I hate material science. Or at least favorite part about my engineering schooling. Luckily, I only had to do 1 class that really got into it. It's cool. I call material science gross. It's very cool. It's just not something I enjoy doing. It's got a lot of annoying stuff going on. Uh, I'm not excited for polyhedrons. Excited. Yeah. I don't care what their ideas are if I've got some good ones locked in. What's the recording at? 2.5 hours is not long, but also I don't have as much time as I did the past couple nights for whatever the hell, the Galley House videos. Minus 19 is here, it's a polyhedron. You're defining it between a point and a line. No, you're defining it between a point, a line, and a polygon. And then you're defining one between 3 points. And you're finding the first one again. No, that's polygon. You're defining the polygon between those same 3 points. And you're saying the thing is equal to polygon. Yeah, it's equal to polygon 0. Because 3 points can always make a polygon and need not be a polyhedron. You have a point equal to something, a line equal to something, and a polygon. Transcript. Fuck off. Polygon formatting. Only one new line. A point equal to something, a line equal to something, and a polygon equal to something. And x is 0. You're saying that this word can represent points, lines, and polygons, and presumably also polyhedrons. So what's a word that represents all of these. I don't think shape is usually used to define points or lines. Hmm. Space. I don't love space. Um. Section. I'm gonna define it as space for the time being. I do not like it, and I do not know why you would ever use it under my current understanding of it. Because you could just say what you actually mean instead of the vague thing that can mean many things. Point is a space, and a line is a space, and a polygon is a space. Respond 0. Affirmative. Space 0. Oh. Yeah, that's fair. No space afterward, please. Space 0, which is a line. Yeah. Space 1, which is a polygon. This is how you're gonna. Does this word only exist to teach me polyhedron? No, because it would be doing it right now. Space 0 is a point, and space 1, which is composed of point 0 and a line, and 6 and 5 in variable 0, and polygon 0 and polygon 1. Space 0 is a line, 4, 3. But it's also equal to oh no, that's a point. I'm sorry. Space 0 is that, and it's a point. 4, 3. Space 1 is defined by a point 0, which I do not know what that is, because space 0 is not point 0. And a line 0. Again, do not know where that line 0 is. And a 6 and a 5. And a variable 0, which is just a number. And a polygon 0. And a polygon 1. Space 1 is equal to undefined 23. Space 1 is space 1. No such luck. Space 1's just a space. Okay. Now we got 23. 0.2, 0.1, 0.0, 0.7, 0.4. Also all these lines 0 through 6. Paul and 4 polygons, and also point this totals 5. Two, 1, 0, 7, 4. Why are those your points? And then you have point, not a defined point, it's just a point. This word is equal to 5. Is equal to 0.5? There is no 0.5. And line this is equal to 7. The number of lines, the number of points. And polygon this total is there's 4 total polygons. Okay, I'm gonna label this count. This is the total count of how many there are. And polygon count is 4 in this instance. Okay. What time is it? This is a lot of thinking, so I think these ones are gonna be short. Even when I have time, I'm gonna want to take breaks and put it down. So I'm gonna call this one here arbitrarily. And I'll be back. So this was this. Oh, I'm looking at my... I was looking at the stupid preview, thinking my mouse was on my preview, but it was on my actual screen. Okay, this was this.